Hello, everyone. Welcome to the international version of the FPV podcast. This is episode 4 of our India coverage. We have another great pilot. He is right now ranked 3rd in the IDRL, so it's great to talk to him. And he also likes doing quite a bit of interesting freestyle, and we're going to get into a little bit of that later in the show.
Yeah.
Elvin, say hello.
Hello, folks. I'm glad to be here at the show today, talking to this pilot. He's a pretty amazing pilot. From the videos I've seen, he's got some serious skills. And he's ranked number 3 in India. So we're looking forward to meeting him soon. And I just want to say hello to everybody. Peace, love, and happiness.
There we go. Raman, can you please introduce yourself?
Greetings, everyone. Namaste. My name is Raman Verma. I'm a sponsored pilot from Quadcopters, and I fly with the name Babaji FPV. I am basically come from the adventure background. I'm a passionate adventure seeker, and I try to recreate virtual reality diving videos, and I love to do freestyle in a more creative way.
Definitely. And, based on some of the YouTube channels that we have seen, you definitely have some really cool stuff out there. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So before we get into, all of the racing and the freestyle stuff, like, how did you get into, radio control and FPV?
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of Tech Fest, IIT Bombay. So when I was in 8th standard, I started visiting the technical festival. It's actually where people from different colleges they come together and participate into nitro buggy events or RC aero modeling competitions. So back when I was like 8th standard, I just visited, and then I saw a nitro plane flying, and then me and my dad we were like little bit surprised because at such a small scale an RC plane is flying, because we didn't knew like there are such powerful motors that exist. So back from the A standard, I slowly interacted with the people who made the aero models, and then I got to know about the local hobby shops and where all the equipments are sourced and all. So on that day, two things happened. So the first thing was I saw an aero model fly, and at the same time I saw the aero model crash over people. So my dad was like, okay, I'm not getting you the aero model unless you join some engineering college. So I kept on. So that was like the turning point. So I kept on visiting Tech Fest. Like I used to see RC buggies, and then all these nitro model planes, and even the uh, RC boats and RC hovercrafts. Then when after 4 years of continuous visiting, I got into a college, and then I started. Then I went to a hobby store to purchase all the electronics in the first year itself. So I was the only guy in the college who had a complete kit for making an RC plane. I got all my parts in my first year. Then I started heading out to the other college technical festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Then slowly, I moved on to the hovercrafts. Second year, third year, fourth year of my college was all into hovercrafts. Then when I was in third year, then I found out, yeah, there's something cool about quadcopters, because it's something new and a lot of people have started building it. So then I started my first quadcopter with a 450 size frame with the DT 750, those Hectronic bell shaped motors. Those
Yeah,
are
I know the blue ones, right?
Yeah, the blue ones. Yeah, those
Right,
are the
right,
really
right.
they give out like a kg of thrust with just 18 amps of current and 11 4.7 props.
Yes, I still have 2 of them.
Yeah, so that there's very beautiful motor. So that kept on motivating me. But the only concern that I had was like the 10 4.5 propellers. They were like very fragile, so I would crash a lot of them. Then when I was yeah then in the when I was in the fourth year, that is in the month in the year of 2015 December, I participated in the same call in the uh, I participated in the Tech Fest.
Mm-hmm.
the same which I used to come from back in 8th standard. So I participated in the drone obstacle course kind of event.
Oh.
Nice.
So, yeah, so it was like a 250 size frame and with a basic DYS 1806 with 5 cross 3 motors with
Mm-hmm.
5 cross propellers.
And how
That
did
was
it
the
perform?
no, it was not meant for racing. I just flew at horizon mode.
Mm-hmm.
And it performed pretty good because I could get around like 10 minutes of flying with the 2200 mAh 3 cell.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 1806 is actually a pretty good motor. Like when you put a low pitch prop like a 5
Yeah.
cross 3 uh, tri blade
6-inch
or
blades.
no no yeah you can even put 6 cross 3 blade. But
Yep.
I really love the Gem Fan 5 cross 3 blade. So that was like my basic foundation of 250 size frame. Then on the 5th of March till 1 o'clock, I was there at IIT Kanpur only.
Uh-huh.
Then on 6th of March, that is the very early morning, around 1 o'clock, I reached IIT BHU. There I had this drone event, and then I took a flight from uh, Banaras, Varanasi to Bhubaneswar on 6th of March, early morning 9 o'clock, and I reached there by like 12 o'clock. So the result was in IIT Kanpur I got second place, in
Uh-huh.
IIT BHU I got third place, and in Bhubaneswar I got first place. So it was like events on 3 days. It was like instant, like all the plans were like very very instant, and three different cities, like three entirely different cities.
Wow,
So
that's
that
a
was
lot
the
of travel and a lot of adventuring there in a short period of time.
yeah, in a very short period, like an instant of a time. Then like it's a very last moment plan making. Then I came back to my college, so that was another technical festival. So
Mm-hmm.
in this process, in 2016, I won six of the drone obstacle course kind of events.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a heck of a achievement right there.
That
So,
that that's like a title.
yeah, exactly. Raman, can you hear
Hello?
us?
Yeah, I can hear you, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I was just saying that it looks like in your college career, definitely working on drone technology was a big part of it. So was that something that kind of pushed you into actually doing more activities on the drone racing side?
Yeah, actually, it did, and then I got to know about this Indian Drone Racing League. It was the very first event that was happening in IIT Gandhinagar back in Gujarat. That was the very first race, and from there on, like I participated in every single one of them. I just skipped. I couldn't participate into the one that was in Bangalore, but
Mm-hmm.
after that, I participated in every single like 7 to 8 races, and I was just learning, like slowly learning how to improve the flying, and then how to improve the build quality. And in that way, I met a lot of people.
Awesome.
So
So how did you,
IDRL,
yeah, so how did you get introduced to the IDRL? Did you just find them on Facebook and just decided to join, or did somebody introduce you into it?
well, IDRL, I had just joined an RC forum, which
Mm-hmm.
was RC India. So there, people were talking about drone racing actually, and then I saw a couple of videos. Then I met three, four guys named Pravesh. Then, like I saw their videos on the RC India's page. Then, when I registered on their link, IDRL's link, then Mr. Satya Gupta from Quadcopters, he dropped me a mail saying that he saw my name in the list, and since I bought my first kit from Quadcopters, like I got my first parts from the Quadcopters back in like first year, second year itself. So I had a very good connection with him. So I used to buy a lot of parts from him. Then we had a very good relation going on between us, like as a constant. Buyer or like getting parts from him. So he
Mm-hmm.
just asked me ki, uh, would you like to be sponsored by Quadcom? Then I would say, yeah, I have to be a part of you.
And
And
you,
all
you've been doing very well. Okay, so since you started, what's the thing that you feel that you've advanced the most?
what I have gained from getting into all these races is how to make a cleaner and a more sturdier build,
Mm-hmm.
how to choose your parts accordingly according to your needs,
Mm-hmm.
and what application, which kind of setup you would choose.
Expression, because each build
Exactly.
is a different expression. It's an expression of you. You know what I mean? You put
Mhm.
your blood and sweat and tears in it. Sometimes when stuff fries, like it happens to all of us, man. But you know, we it's an expression of you. That's how I see each one of my builds. Like, you know, some of them you look at them and you go, that guy was thinking protect everything, and then some of them he didn't care. You know, it must be about speed. There's nothing on
Yeah, it's either one or
it.
the other most of the time. So,
Right.
as your skills progressed, did you notice that you were crashing more or less, or was there
I,
kind of a balance?
I was crashing less. So initially, when I thought that I initially I bought a lot of propellers,
Uh-huh.
and then when my flying ability increased, then I realized that I don't use these many propellers at all. So I have a lot of propeller stock pending with me. So in a sense, like my flying skill have a little bit uh, advanced in every race, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not still able to fly fast up to the race standards. I'm
Oh,
still learning that.
you're still learning that, but like since you are ranked number three, obviously you're doing very well during the
You got to be
competitions.
flying some kind of fast.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you noticing that everybody around you is also getting better and it's just getting, tougher to keep up with them, or is like everybody progressing at the same level?
People are progressing. It depends on how much practice they do, how much time they put into the sport, and for now, I'm just trying to get back to the sport, trying to figure it out my expenses, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to get into the creative side as well because that's also important to me, like the freestyle and expressing myself,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the content that I create.
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely. So,
yeah, so I'm getting more.
go ahead.
Yeah.
So, like, as you were progressing through the racing, obviously we know you enjoy your freestyle. Elvin has met your channel or gone over to your channel and looked
Yeah.
at it. So, tell us a little bit about, what you're trying to do for your freestyle. Is it just trying to be creative, or are you just trying to find something that's enjoyable for you to do?
Well, I find adventure very enjoyable for me. So I wanted to link adventure and the drones together. So that's the driving force in me. So whatever I do, I want to be a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and like just for the sake of doing the power loop yourself video, I went there and I trained with the people to how to slackline and highline, and
Mm-hmm.
because of that only recently we rigged India's longest highline at 300 meters.
Wow.
That's really high up. Yeah. I'm not sure if I can even look at that without not getting sick.
That's you said longest, right?
Is the
Longest
length of the line between two hills.
300 meters between two hills.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, I had to fly my drone with the line, with the 3 line across the hill into the trees. This was done on 6th of December.
Sorry. That's 900 and almost 1,000 feet, guys.
Yeah, to 1,000 feet, 1,000 feet long and around 300 feet high, 300 to
Wow.
400.
You got some
So
balls on you there, buddy.
I actually made the connection between the two hills.
That's pretty cool.
So
So
That's insane.
that was like it's actually the driving force in me, like doing all kind of like these unique and adventures, like highly thrill seeking activities,
Hmm.
motivate the people around the world that yeah, drones can be used for all these activities, and you get a thrill out of it.
Wow.
definitely. So, like, when you are kind of looking for your next adventure, are you thinking in advance, like how you can incorporate your drone freestyle into it, or do you just find the adventure and kind of inspiration hits you and that's what you're gonna do?
The next adventure that I'm thinking about is definitely gonna be involving uh, drones, because all these adventure I want to link all these adventure with the drones. So the next adventure that I'm thinking about is related to high speeds, and is basically, I can give you a hint what it would be like. The
Hmm.
pilot will be at speed, and it will be a little bit more dangerous and challenging part.
Okay, cool. Now, Elvin, you've visited his channel. Do you have a favorite in terms of the ones that he's done so far?
No, yeah, I mean, like, wow, he's done a lot of like, I'm like, some of this stuff is you gotta go see it, guys. He's done some freestyle. He even did a rescue mission, to go get another drone, off a building. That's pretty cool that he figured that out and did it with a racing drone. Not, like I've seen hundreds, of Phantom 4s picking stuff up, but to go up there with a racing drone and pick up another drone and bring it home from being stuck on the roof, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So, so there's a story behind this rescue mission as well. So this was around 6 o'clock in the evening when I was trying to power loop the stairs and power loop the terrace of this, power loop the roof, and then dive near the roof. So I just lost control and I crashed my main drone on the top of this roof.
Uh,
So it was it was getting darker and darker. So by 7 in the night, I couldn't see my drone at all because it was stuck, and then there was no chance I could get it back. So the whole night I couldn't sleep, and I made another drone the same night. And back in the morning, I couldn't sleep. I just came down, and
Yeah.
I, 6 in the morning, I was near the roof, and then I flew the drone, and I tried to hover it, and then I just landed right next to my racing drone up top on the roof. Then I took a deep breath, and I had actually loops of wires hanging below my rescue drone.
yeah, 18 gauge wire, man.
Yeah, 18 AWG wires, and those I hovered at a. If you see the video, I hovered at a distance at a height of about 1 feet. So I knew that the propellers may get stuck into one of those loops. And when I just passed over the drone, I realized there was a down force when I was hovering. So that moment I realized, okay, the propeller have got stuck into one of the loops. And then when I got it down, I removed my goggles and I saw the drone with the another racing drone. So that's one of the most happy feeling that I rescued my main setup.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, dude.
That is really hard to do, and it's one of those things where it's always fun to actually see all of that.
Hey,
It definitely
he's
takes a
got
lot of
a lot of,
challenge.
I mean, AY, man, he's got a lot of, there's longboarding videos, there's paddleboarding videos. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff. I mean, I mean, his videos don't go back further than, a couple of years, but for FPV, but, in that time, I would say, come a long way. He's developed a skill set and he's perfected it. Power looping yourself on. Just looked at that power loop. Dude. That was that was pretty. That's impressive. I mean, all I can say is you're definitely a pilot that I'd like to see more of, and maybe soon we'll get to fly together. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I do. Even I hope you guys come to India, and then I have some good places in my mind. We can all go and fly over there without restrictions.
Yeah.
And I might bring a little something special. You know what I mean? And we can stretch out some distance too. So hopefully that's what I'm planning on. I plan on cracking at least a mile while I'm there.
He's already trying to practice his long range stuff. So definitely one of the things that you are very passionate about is your basically incorporating your hiking adventurous background with your love of FPV. Is that something that you're kind of trying to, create a career out of, or is like racing going to be your primary thing, and then freestyle is kind of like something in the background for you?
For now, freestyle is uh, like is actually more importance for now, uh, because that's what I feel most comfortable in.
Mhm.
But racing is always more and more challenging.
Yes,
But
definitely.
I've seen long range videos and epic content creation, so that is something that really fascinates me. And the racing part, I'll get into it slowly. So I would prefer myself to be a freestyle pilot, then I'll get into racing part.
Okay, that sounds great. So obviously, the reason why we're here is because we're kind of all preparing for the big event coming down in February. So is
Right.
there any type of special practice or kind of goals are you trying to set for yourself for that event?
Yeah, I'm going to incorporate this methodology of having two identical setups, totally identical setup, because all my races I've been changing new parts, and I'm not sticking to one particular setup, because every single time there's something or the other new stuff that comes to the market, and I try
Right.
to deviate.
Well, I can tell you this: if you take the advice, I hope you do. That's one of the smartest thought processes that we have. Is to duplicate that system in case something goes wrong. And then, like we've been preaching here, especially me, I preach this all the time: never change anything a month from a race. You need to
Yeah,
fly the ship.
I realized.
You need to fly the ship and be confident in the performance of the ship and not be worried about, okay, these motors put out a little bit more power, but now I got to back off in the corners. You know what I mean? Where before you were just flying, until you can fly the ship proficiently, at its whatever speed you want to fly it at, then you shouldn't change it because, it can affect the way you fly that day. And,
Yeah, it totally does.
say that again.
It totally does affect your flying that day if you change the setup in the last week or so.
Right. So that's one of the things that, I've been preaching to guys, if we're going to race, then, you don't change nothing because, listening to the hype can cause you to end up in the back of the line, and what's more important, finishing or not, or finishing fast and maybe not finishing at all.
I've been traveling a lot over the past year, but now I have moved to Mumbai, where my fellow friends Flying Said, Vipul Bhati, and Raj FPV, and my sponsor Mr. Satya Gupta. So we are having plans of setting up uh, during Sunday, setting up meets during Sundays and Saturdays, and practicing for this big event. And
Nice.
in fact, tomorrow there's a uh, setup of a race uh, for the team quadcopters,
Mm-hmm.
and practicing for this big event, and every time whenever we would get a holiday, we are going to go and meet up. So
No.
that's the plan before the event. Yeah.
Okay, yep. That's kind of what I've been hearing. It seems like everybody's kind of gearing up to make sure that they put out their best performance. And, it's kind of important because you're also getting a lot of pilots from outside of India coming in. And, it's always nice to be able to compete with everybody knowing that you put off your best effort. So are you
Yes.
looking forward to that event? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it.
Definitely. That's cool. And me and Elvin, we're looking forward to being there. We're definitely going to be there to meet everybody that we've talked to on the podcast. And also, we're going to, try to get out and fly and, be a part of the community over in India
No,
because.
no, I'm going to fly.
Okay, Elvin is going to fly, and then I'm going to have to drag his butt back so that we can actually get some work done because
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be a lot to do. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you guys in person.
Hey, I got a question for you, Raman.
Yeah.
Uh, what what place have you do? Okay, what place do you want to fly that you haven't flown yet in India?
In India,
Yes,
I haven't flown. Yeah, I want to fly at the Himalayas.
at the Himalayas. How far is that from you?
Currently it's around we can say 2,000 kilometers.
Yeah, that's a
Wow,
plane trip right there.
that's a
Yeah,
place.
2 hours from the 3 hours from the plane, and then another 6 hours by bus.
Holy crap!
Wow, 3 hours by plane and 6 hours by bus. So basically an entire day of travel.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, but it's actually um, like the most beautiful place on India that for an adventure enthusiast like me.
uh-huh.
Definitely.
Because it's Himalaya. They are massive.
Massive. That sounds so entertaining.
Dude, hey,
Yeah.
you said long range, right? It sounds like
Yeah,
he
that's
just
long range.
suggested to you the best place for long range right there. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's going to take you a day to get there.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
see what we can do.
I have time for that. Like I have time to travel, and I love to travel. I've traveled to around 19 states in India, just because of the com- because just because of the competitions.
I got you.
Wow. Hey, Raman, I got another question for you. It's what in the drone world
Hmm.
do you want that you can't get in India?
Yeah, those big motors like the one for the electric longboards.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
like a
the powerful
electric
one.
longboard conversion kit?
Not the conversion kit. The conversion kit is actually not that powerful. I'm looking at a monster level electric skateboard conversion.
Like how big is the motor?
It's a 6374, those 149 kV series.
Oh, 6374. That's a 2800-watt motor right there, right?
Yeah, 2800-watt motor, and using it on a dual setup with the 107 wheels, ABEC 11s.
Hey, I have one of those in one of my Revos. And I run it on 6S, man. It's insane.
Dude, like when you run it on 12 cell, it's like an overkill, dude.
Oh, I haven't even thought of that, man. Like that's like holy, like I mean the
Yeah,
Revo as it is by itself with that motor on it, it'll do just under 100 miles an hour. So I don't know what to think of 12S would be on my Revo with that motor. It would be ridiculous.
yeah, dude. Like 12 is like too much. You can never reach the full potential. You can never use the full potential of that motor, 6374.
Oh man, oh that's some good news. See that? See, and I know a little bit what you're talking about, man. I got, I dabble in all kinds of RC too, So like hopefully when we come, we can, if we get a little time, we might even think something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I'm thinking of it right now, like apart from the electric skateboard.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah. All right.
That's pretty
Any
cool.
because like I asked that question because I was talking to another pilot from India, and I was telling him that I was sitting here coating my cameras, conformal coating my cameras, trying to make them a little waterproof because it's been really rainy and cold, and with the temperature change in the morning here in Oregon in the United States, it creates so much dew that you can actually get dew inside the camera. And
Oh.
um, if you don't warm it up and then take it out, like you plug it in like for 2 minutes before you take it outside the car, then you're probably fine. But if you take it out and then put it on the table, unpack, by that time you got moisture in your camera, and on the sensor around the board anyway, it can cause issues. So I just conformal coat it. But what I found out, like here in the United States, conformal coating is $18 for a bottle. What is this? $18 for a 2 full-ounce bottle. I just checked, and that same bottle costs $250.
Yeah, definitely. In India, the pricing can be a little bit different from the United States.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was just shocked about that. That's a big extreme.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up this show because we kind of covered everything. Is there a place where you'd like everybody to know about? So like your YouTube channel, what is that? And also, what are your other social media networks?
I wanted to keep something, my call sign a little bit desi. Desi is like more traditional, which can remind you of being in India. So
Hmm.
I chose Babaji. Babaji is like a saint in India and who has knowledge of other important areas. Like he's a knowledgeable person. So I
Hmm.
chose Babaji FPV, and it's spelled as Babaji,
Hmm.
Babaji FPV, first person view. And I'm there on Instagram as Babaji FPV, as
Yep.
well as for those who want to get into longboarding, on Instagram as well as Babaji Longboarding as well.
Awesome. So
And,
go ahead, continue.
and on Facebook, it was before Babaji, I was named as Naughty Crow FPV because I do believe that a crow is one of the most household skilled bird that can fly the most crazy maneuvers close to the ground. So that was my inspiration into the FPV world. Like, so I wanted to name myself Naughty Crow, like a naughty crow, really a naughty crow.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So then I moved to Babaji FPV. I wanted the name to be much more simpler and
Hmm.
much easy to recall. So on Facebook, it's currently Babaji Adventures. Well, I've just started it out
Okay.
on
Well,
Facebook.
there you go. You gotta always try to unify all of your branding, which is great. Seems like you're going to have a bunch more adventures already in the plans, and also having a big event. We definitely look forward to seeing you there, and hopefully we're gonna have some fun. And I don't know if it's only a 2 day event. Hopefully we'll spend like a week there and have a little fun doing stuff outside of the event itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Cool. We really appreciate the time. We don't want to take up any more of it. So thank you so much for talking with us, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, even I'm looking forward to see you guys here, and then we can cruise around the city on a longboard.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right.
You ain't got to say much to get me to go along.
That's right. And we are
All
done
right.
for this week.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everyone.